And welcome back, everyone, to Unprocessed Justice, the Rape Kit Backlog, a special RFL investigation. Now, we're going to move away from our region, and we're going to head south to Houston, Texas, where one woman, herself a rape victim, she's gone head-to-head with the Houston PD over the rape kit backlog there. Now, for years, the Houston Police Department insisted that their backlog of untested rape kits was minimal. But for one former Houston City Councilwoman, now seeking re-election, this fight has gone from personal to political. Our reporter Kim Lengel, she spoke with the City Councilwoman, and she has more now.
That's right, Rich. 46-year-old Jolanda Jones, a criminal defense attorney and former Houston City Councilwoman, says she's in not just the fight for her life, but the fight for all the victims of rape in Houston that will never see justice because their rape kits are sitting untested in a storage facility. Jolanda, I understand the Houston Police Department has a rape kit backlog of 6,000 to 7,000 kits. That's about 50% more than you originally expected to find. That's a big problem.
It's a big problem, but it's not more than I expected to find. I actually believe there are more, and I don't believe they're telling us the whole truth for a variety of reasons. One of which, because I used to be on City Council, and I'm also a criminal defense lawyer, so it's definitely problematic.
Your perspective on this is interesting because as a criminal defense attorney, you're seeing this from the other side, essentially.
Oh, yes. I had a wrongfully accused client, and the HPD scientist who did it said he raped someone and he didn't, and ultimately he was exonerated, but it's problematic, and it's, at least to my personal knowledge, at least a 14-year problem, and I know it dated back before that.
What are some of the reasons why the Houston Police Department has such a backlog? What sort of things have you found out from your experience in the City Council?
Well, on City Council, as a council member, I would ask questions that they should know the answers to, and they wouldn't even answer the questions quite often, which is ridiculous to me, and it's offensive to taxpayers, and it's especially offensive to rape victims. But they wouldn't answer questions. When you would ask them how many rape kits they tested with grant money they were getting, they could not tell you the answers to that.
How has this played out for you politically? I understand that you haven't received much support in your cry for justice here. So why continue?
It's disheartening as a rape victim myself. You want justice. It's traumatic. You hope the police are fighting as hard to lock the perpetrators up as they can, and at a minimum, you want for them to tell you the truth about what they're doing in the investigation of your case. And when rape victims believe that HPD is actually testing kits and they're not, and HPD doesn't tell the rape victims, hey, it's gonna, we don't have enough money to test your kit this year, or, we don't even know where your kit is, or we haven't even inventoried it, you have the guilty person roaming free. That's not justice. I mean, it's just not justice.
Now, if you've ever wondered what it's like to prosecute a rape case, you can now actually get an inside look at how it happens. The documentary titled Sex Crimes Unit, which is now playing on HBO, shows the process New York City district attorneys go through as they prepare rape cases and take them to trial. One of the stories that's profiled is rape victim Natasha Alexenko, who you met earlier. Her rape kit sat unprocessed for 9.5 years.
This is vaginal swabs and smears collected at the hospital.
These are dried secretions, which would be possibly semen or saliva.
Fingernail scrapings were collected.
They always take the victim's underpants.
She was examined at 4 o'clock in the morning, so she has to sit in the emergency room with that evidentiary material in her and on her for hours. It's got to be devastating.
As you can see from the documentary, Natasha's case was one of the first to be prosecuted by this new cold case division, which was set up to clear the backlog. We sat down with filmmaker of the Sex Crimes Unit documentary, Lisa Jackson, and she revealed her own personal connection to the rape kit backlog.
These people are really committed to prosecuting one of the most difficult crimes that there is to prosecute. It doesn't matter if they're a prostitute or a virgin, they take every single victim that comes in there incredibly seriously. They go above and beyond. I mean, it's not like a robbery victim, as Robert Morgenthau says in the film. The trauma is such that a rape survivor deserves special treatment, and they get it in that unit.
How does your documentary, The Sex Crimes Unit, play into your own personal story?
When I was 25 years old, I was abducted by 3 men and raped at gunpoint in Washington, D.C. I just wanted to pretend it didn't happen. When I first got to know Natasha, we realized we had so much in common in our reaction that after the night after she was assaulted, she got up the next morning and went to work. I did exactly the same thing.
Why do you think that is?
It's something that's so horrific that you don't want to dwell on it. You don't want to talk about it. You just want life to go back to quote-unquote normal, which is exactly what Natasha did and what so many rape survivors do. And it wasn't until 10 or 12 years later that I could talk about it. I went back to the police department in Washington, D.C. to see what had happened, not just with my rape kit, but with all of my clothes. They took my favorite bleaching jacket, my jeans, all my underwear. And I was shocked to find out that the statute of limitations had expired 5 years before, and all of that had been destroyed.
And it hadn't been tested?
It had not been tested. It had not been tested. So those 3 guys got away with it.
If you want to see more of Lisa Jackson's story and hear her discuss the making of the Sex Crimes Unit, you can log on to our website, rnntv.com/rapekits for more. Rich.
I've also set up on our website a location where people can post their thoughts as well. All right, Kim, thank you very much.